Welcome to my channel. This is Serenity Steps. Welcome back to my subscribers. You are amazing. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Quick disclaimer here. I write all my content, but time to time I have my AI twin sister to deliver the message to you. I am Nori and she is Nora. I am more of a listener than a talker, and she's definitely a talker. I just hope that the message reaches your heart either way. So, trivia for you. You can guess who's here today. If you're a parent or caregiver of an emotionally wounded child, do you ever wonder why they struggle to listen, follow directions, or show respect for authority, no matter how patient or loving you are? They argue, defy, and test limits. Sometimes they say things that cut deep. It's easy to think they're just being disrespectful or manipulative. But what if I told you those behaviors aren't signs of defiance? They're signs of pain. Children who've lived through trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, or constant instability don't act out because they don't want connection. They act out because they're terrified of it. They misbehave not because they're bad, but because they're scared. And for foster or adoptive parents who just want to love them, that can be one of the hardest and most important truths to understand. Many foster parents open their homes with love, ready to heal a child's wounds. But soon, they find themselves wondering why it's so hard to convince that child they are loved and safe. Because love to a traumatized child doesn't always feel safe. If every time you trusted someone you were hurt, ignored, or abandoned, love becomes confusing, sometimes even dangerous. So when a new caregiver says, "You're safe now," the child might understand it with their left brain, but not yet with their right brain. Their body doesn't believe it yet. Convincing takes time. They might test that love with backtalk, withdrawal, or control. They might reject affection, push boundaries, or say, "You don't really care about me." It's not defiance, it's fear in survival mode. When a child has learned that closeness leads to pain, pushing people away becomes the only way to protect themselves. One of the biggest reasons traumatized children struggle to follow directions is because their brain is constantly in survival mode. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, becomes overactive after trauma. It's like a fire alarm that goes off even when there's just steam from the shower. When they sense danger, real or imagined, their body shifts instantly into fight, flight, or freeze mode. In that moment, reasoning, listening, and calm thinking aren't possible. Their prefrontal cortex, the logic part of the brain, literally shuts down. So when you're saying, "Please clean your room," or "Don't talk to me that way," they're not hearing correction, they're hearing threat. And when the brain feels unsafe, it reacts. Not because they're choosing disrespect, but because they're protecting themselves. Here's the second reason traumatized children struggle. Discipline doesn't feel like support. It feels like danger. For most kids, consequences teach boundaries. But for children who've lived through abuse, punishment meant power and control. They were disciplined not to guide them, but to silence or shame them. So when a loving caregiver sets limits, their body still remembers the old pain. Even gentle correction can trigger fear. "I'm in trouble, I'm bad, they'll hurt me, they'll leave me." That's why these kids might respond with anger, defiance, or complete shutdown. It's not the rule they're resisting, it's the feeling of being powerless again. To heal, they need consistent structure paired with emotional safety, firm boundaries, but always wrapped in compassion. For traumatized children, giving up control feels terrifying. Imagine growing up in a world where adults, who were supposed to protect you, were unpredictable, even dangerous. Now imagine being told, "You just need to trust me." That's not easy, because in their world, losing control meant getting hurt. So when you see them arguing, lying, or trying to take over, what you're actually seeing is self-protection. They're clinging to control because it's the only thing that's ever made them feel safe. The more we try to take control, the more they fight back. But when we share control, by offering choices, using calm tones, and keeping predictable routines, their nervous system begins to settle. That's when trust slowly starts to build. So how do we help them heal? By focusing less on obedience and more on safety. Before a child can listen, they have to feel safe. Before they can respect you, they have to trust you. And before they can trust you, they have to see, through time, consistency, and tone, that you are safe.
That means staying calm when they aren't. It means validating their feelings without excusing harmful behavior. It means saying, I can see you're upset. I'm not going anywhere. Over time, that steadiness rewires their brain to expect safety instead of danger. That's where real healing and real discipline begin. Loving a traumatized child is one of the hardest things a human heart can do. It takes more than patience. It takes understanding. You might not see change right away. You might feel like nothing is working. But every calm word, every moment you choose compassion over control, teaches them something life-changing. Love doesn't leave. These children don't need perfect parents. They need safe ones. Ones who see past the behavior and into the pain that caused it. Because when love stays long enough for safety to grow, trust begins to bloom. And that's when the child who once pushed everyone away finally begins to let you in. Today's video was all about what lies beneath a child's maladaptive behaviors. The emotional wounds that shape how they understand love, safety, and trust. It's a reminder that behind every challenging behavior, there's a story. What looks like resistance is often fear, and what feels like rejection is often a way of saying, I've been hurt before. We explored how connection, empathy, and emotional safety can begin to heal those wounds. How your calm, your presence, and your consistency can slowly rebuild a child's trust in the world. I truly hope this series brings a bit of comfort and clarity to all the foster parents and caregivers who give everything they have to love children who have known pain. What you do matters. Your love is literally rewriting their story, one safe moment at a time. Thank you for showing up, for staying when it's hard, and for believing in healing. You are heroes, quiet, steady, and deeply needed. So that's the end of today's message. This message helped you understand a child's behavior a little better. Please share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And if you'd like more insights on trauma, attachment, and healing, don't forget to subscribe. And join me here at Serenity Steps, where psychology meets healing, connection, and growth.